Hey everyone, my name is Brittany Sue Hines and I am a certified yoga instructor here in beautiful Chicago. I'm also a triathlete, so I completely understand the needs of the body as you experience training and prepare for competition. The hips, the knees, the ankles, the toes, the shoulders, they are all craving restorative activity. And that's why I think the practice of yoga is so important, especially for athletes just like you. In these Yoga for Mobility videos, we will target those specific niche spots to make sure that they get that extra love and attention that they need to prevent injury and to also just make you feel good before and after your training. When we move our bodies in interesting and nuanced ways, we're able to prevent ourselves from potential injury. For example, if we learn how to move our ankle both inward and outward, that internal and external rotation, perhaps while we're running, if we stumble on something and twist our ankle inward, we will already have that strength built up to avoid a more serious injury. That's the beauty of yoga. We are teaching our body to move in new ways, and we're balancing effort and ease. Lastly, before we begin, the practice of yoga sometimes requires props. For today's class, no props will be needed. But if you plan to continue along on these videos, I might mention things like a blanket, or blocks, or a strap. This kind of extends out long like this. However, you can absolutely use things at home around the house instead of these products. Instead of a block, you can use a couple books. Instead of a strap, you could use a belt or one of those ties that go around your robes. So, are we ready to begin? Put on some comfy clothes, find yourself on a mat or on a towel, and let's get started. We'll begin today on our stomach, so come on down to the ground. Let the belly, the hip bones, the tops of the feet become one with the floor, mat, towel, whatever you've got. Let your hands rest down by your side. Maybe you just put one cheek onto the ground or your forehead. And once you get there, I want you to bend the knees, lift the feet up toward the sky, and flex the ankles. No need to flex them super hard here, just a gentle guiding of the toes toward the ground. And slowly I want you to rock those legs from left to right. Some little windshield wipers to get us started here, warming up through the lower body. Once you've got this movement down, I invite you to try to sync up the breath with your movement. So maybe as you go to the left, you inhale, and as you go to the right, you exhale. Keep that up and see how controlled breathing feels in your body. So often as athletes, we go through our workouts and through our days without even noticing our breath. Maybe we notice it when we're running and feeling a little breathless. But right here, we get the chance to just calmly, gently take control over our breathing and thus over our heart rate. Beautiful. Take a few more. Fantastic. Next time your legs come up through center, just go ahead and bring the tops of the feet down to the ground and plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Now, if you've got your cheek off to one side, I invite you to just bring your forehead on down to the ground here. We're going to pull our shoulders up toward our ears, and then we're going to pull our shoulder blades together in the back, squeezing super tight as we pull the shoulders down and away from the ears. Pull the shoulders forward, and then up, back, squeeze, down and around. Take a few of those circles on your own, and I want you to really focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together, so much so that you could hold a pencil in between your mid-back. Beautiful. Y'all take one more big circle, warming up through the upper body here. Great. When you're ready, pull your hands back behind you. Maybe you just reach towards your toes, or potentially you can interlace the fingertips. And if you'd like, pull the shoulders back in a way and maybe lift up through the head. Big shoulder opening stretch here. If you've got the fingers, the hands interlaced, try to pull the fingers and hands away from the butt. We're here for 3, for 2, for 1. Go ahead and release that, come back to the stomach. And then we're gonna slowly roll onto our backs. Once you make your way onto your back, go ahead and plant your feet into the ground here and bring your hands down by your side. Inhale, lift your hips, your pelvis up toward the sky, bridge pose. Exhale, bring the arms up overhead as you lower the hips, the pelvis down toward the ground. Oh, maybe you touch your couch behind you. Inhale, lift the hips, lower the hands. Exhale, lower the hips, lift the hands up and overhead, reach, reach, reach. Awesome, y'all. 2 more just like that. Inhale, lift the hips, the pelvis, hands come down. Exhale, lower. Last one, you've got it. Maybe lift the hips a little bit higher as you inhale. Try to squeeze the glutes together. And exhale, pull everything down. Arms are up overhead. And I want you to just give a big good morning stretch. Reach, 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 reach. Awesome. Now bring the hands back down to the sides here. We're going to keep our left foot planted and cross our right knee all the way over our left knee. From there, we're going to lift our left foot up off of the ground and try to grab onto our knees, our shins, or our ankles, and just pull those knees a little bit closer toward the chest. This pose is called reclined Gomukhasana, kind of a version of a cow pose here. You can think of like a little baby cow with its feet splayed out to the side. And all that we're doing is trying to ignite the right hip flexor. Maybe you start to roll through the ankles as you do this. Get some more bang for your buck here. Awesome, friends. Keep your legs where they are, release your hands, and bring them to the nape of the neck. Uh-oh, this looks like we're gonna do crunches, and you're right, we are. Inhale, lift the shoulders, the head up toward the knees. Exhale, put the upper body down. Only 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Strong core means strong everything else. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, you've got it. Inhale, lift. Hold for 3, 2, you got it. For 1, lower it all the way down. Uncross those legs, and this time we plant the right foot down, left knee crosses all the way over, and then we lift that right foot up off of the ground, grabbing onto knees, shins, or ankles as we pull the knees closer and let those feet splay out from side to side. Again, feeling the front of that left hip, get a gentle squeeze, maybe even feeling something in the right hip flexor here. And if already you're like, no way, Jose, this is not the pose for me, I completely understand. This is a really tough one for me as well. Try your best, and maybe we're just working on getting those legs crossed in this way. It's a great place to start. Roll the ankles if you have not already, if you've got the legs lifted here. Fabulous. Now release the hands, bring them to the back of the head here. Inhale, lift, crunch. Exhale, lower. I love a little core work moment. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You got it. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, lift. We hold for 3, for 2, and 1. Lower it down. Beautiful, y'all. Uncross those legs. Bring the knees in toward the chest here. And I invite you to either rock up and down your mat a couple times or just come to a seated position. I love a little rock and roll moment because it feels like playing. It's also a free spinal massage and it's mobility work. Once you make your way to a seated position, let's meet in tabletop position. So that just means our hands are on the ground, our knees are on the ground. We're trying to make sure that our knee is underneath our hip and our wrists are underneath our shoulders here. Once you make your way here, I want you to extend your left leg out long back behind you, but keep the toes connected. From here, pulse forward and backward for a little calf stretch moment here. You might get some creaking and cracking from your ankle, from your toes. Totally normal, totally fine. Awesome. Now from here, I want you to extend your left leg out to the side. It would look a little something like this. So left leg is out to the side. And now we're going to take some groin pulses. So pulse backward and forward, as much or as little as you would like. And you should feel that left groin get a lovely, beautiful stretch here. You got it. And take as many or as few as you would like. A lot of my classes have a little self-guided nature to them. So I invite you to be your own teacher, your own guide, listening to the needs of your body. Awesome. Next time that you are upright, that left leg still stays out to the side. I want you to inhale, lift your right hand up toward the sky, wave at the sky, and then exhale, thread the needle. Bring that right hand underneath your left armpit and try to rest the back, right upper back with the ground here. So big twist. If you'd like, you can bring that left hand up and around to try to connect with the right hip crease, or just leave it planted on the ground. We're here for one more big breath in. And one big breath out. Beautiful, y'all. Lift that right arm back up toward the sky. Give a little wave. And then plant it down on the ground. Bring your left knee back into tabletop position. Let's do the same thing on the right. So that right leg goes back, toes stay connected, and we pulse forward and backward, moving through the entire foot. Maybe you even lift the toes off. We often forget about our toes when we're doing all of the lovely training that we do. But alas, alack, our toes are awfully important in all three disciplines of triathlon. So we want to take good care. Wonderful. Now bring that right leg out to the side like we did before and take your groin pulses here. Whew, maybe you get a little crack, a little something happening in the hip. Totally normal, totally fine. And again, just moving however feels right for you. If your mobility is a little more limited than mine, by all means, that is perfect. Meet yourself where you are. Take a few more here. Cool. Next time that you're upright, I want you to lift that left hand up toward the sky. This time, give a wave. Inhale. Exhale, thread the needle. Bring it underneath that right armpit. Rest the upper arm bone onto the ground. Once again, you can bring that right hand all the way up and around to connect with the left hip crease, or just leave it planted. Either option is great. Maybe you turn the head up toward the sky. Maybe it's sunny where you are right now. It's certainly showing, March Chicago sun here today. Awesome, y'all. On your next inhale, lift that left arm up toward the sky, give a wave, and then plant it on down. Bring your right knee back in. From here, I want you to look down at your hands and really dig into your fingertips. You should almost see that the tips of your fingers turn a different color here because you are pushing into them so much. We do that to relieve some weight from the wrists. So dig into the fingertips, and from here I want you to extend one leg back and the other leg back for plank pose. We're not here forever, but we are here for a moment. If you want to drop down to the knees, by all means, go for it. While we're here, again, we are squeezing through those fingertips, and I want you to try to engage your lat muscles here. So not just dumping into the shoulders, but engaging the upper back. We are here for 5, 4, 3, you got it, 2, 1. Lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Nice work, my friends. If you've never down dog before, welcome. This is considered an inversion, right? Our head is low to the ground. Our butt is up toward the sky. You are upside down. This can be a very neutral posture for some people and a very challenging one for others. So we won't be here for too long. Just finding what feels good as we get long through the spine. We can have as generous a bend in our knees as possible, or as we'd like. And from here, I want you to walk your feet up towards your hands. Take a nice, slow, easy walk here. Nice. We made our way to forward fold. And again, your fold might look very different from mine. You might be up here, here, here. You might be a lot further than me. No worries at all. But wherever you are, from here, I want you to come up onto your tippy toes. Give this mobility move a try. You can have your hands down or lift them up for more of a challenge. Keep on your tippy toes while you bring your hips down towards your heels. Hey-o. If you'd like a little challenge, grab onto your opposite elbows here. See if you can balance on top of those tippity toes. Think about Rose in Titanic here as you push through your big toe, especially. You know what I'm talking about when she's like down in the basement dancing with Jack. She gets up on her big toe. What a talent. That Kate Winslet. Awesome, y'all. Plant the palms back down, bring the heels down, come back to your forward fold. From here, bend generously through your right knee and lift your right arm up toward the sky, big twist. If you need to have your left hand on your left shin or left quad, totally fine here. If you want a little bit extra, bring that right hand around to your left hip crease. If you still want a little bit more, you can bring that left hand to your right shoulder and look up. Engaging the core, moving through the spine, gentle twist. Awesome. If you've got that left hand lifted, put it down. Right arm comes back up toward the sky, and then we place it down and switch. So this time we bend through that left knee. We lift up that left hand up toward the sky. And then maybe we drape it around the back. And maybe we bring that right hand up to left shoulder. Wherever you are, stay. Take the deepest breath in that you've taken all day. Let it go and let something go with it. Beautiful. Place that right hand back down, left hand comes up toward the sky, and then we come back to our forward fold. Now from here, I want you to move your feet to the edges of your mat, turn your toes out, and we're coming down into the pose of Malasana. So that is just sinking your butt down toward the ground and opening up through the hips here. If your pose looks nothing like this, maybe you're up on your toes, maybe you're just sitting down because you're like, that's not it. No worries. We can work toward getting into this little froggy squat. If you do have blocks at home, you can place a block underneath the tush. Super helpful here. Wherever you are, just stay for 3, for 2, and 1. My favorite yoga move in the world. Just sit back on your butt. Cool. Last piece of work here. You're doing great. So we're going to come into what I call a bear sit. So all that means, well, 1, fix your hair if you need to, and 2, come into that bear sit. So we're going to sit up nice and tall onto the bones of our butt, and we're going to plant our heels into the ground and bring our toes up toward the sky. Now this might already be a lot for some people, but we are going to get into the nitty-gritty pieces of the hips here. So I invite you to just strap in, hang on, you can do it. It'll be worth it in the long run because we'll build that soft strength. So we're here in our bear sit, and you can have your hands down or in prayer. And all that we're going to do is we're going to rotate to our right and come into a 90-90 sit. Now what that means is that our right shin bone is going to face forward and our left shin bone is going to face out to the left. So both of our legs should look like 90-degree angles. And again, if that's not jiving with you today, no worries. You can bring that left leg in, you can move it out further, do whatever feels right for you. From here, this should already be a big stretch in that right hip and right groin as well. We're gonna make it a little more powerful by leaning forward just a little bit, digging into that left knee, flexing your left ankle, so flexing that foot, not pointing it. And we're gonna try to lift up our left heel. Hey-o, tiny movement, you should feel that outer left hip. Do a little eek, put it down. Lift it up, breathe in, put it down, breathe out. Lift it up, breathe in, put it down, breathe out. Last one, lift it up, put it down. Beautiful. From here, just walk your hands forward and try to rest over that right shin bone. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Beautiful. Slowly come on back up, and let's make our way back to our bear sit. You can use your hands, or for more of a challenge, don't use your hands. Woo, hey-o. And from here, we're gonna go all the way over to the left. So find your 90-90 sit on the left here this time. So again, left shin bone is directed forward, and our right leg is in that 90-degree angle as well. So sit up nice and tall. Maybe you're already kind of slouched over like this. I invite you to sit up nice and tall, dig into that right knee, flex that right foot, and here we go. Inhale, lift that back foot and ankle. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, put it down. I know it's a little rough. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, put it down. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. We did it, y'all. Let's go ahead and lean forward beyond that left shin bone. Maybe you're up on your hands, maybe you're down on your forearms, maybe you've got your whole stomach on the ground. Wherever you are, I'm proud of you. And that's exactly where you should be. Before we start to cool down here in a moment, I want you to take this second to give yourself some gratitude, some pride for showing up, for following along with this video, for taking good care of your mind and your body all at once. Go ahead and walk your hands back up and in. Last big piece of work here. Either use your hands down on the ground or bring them to heart center. Come back to your bear sit. Ooh, nice. Awesome, y'all. From here, guess what? We're just gonna come on down to our backs once more to wrap things up. From here, we're gonna bring our hands down by our hips, just like we did before, and bring our feet up toward the sky. Now, just like me, you can have a super generous bend in the knees. If you do, again, have a block at home, you can put it underneath the tush for a little extra support, or just hang out wherever works for you. So from here, we're gonna flex our toes back toward our face, and we're gonna turn our knees and toes in toward each other. You should feel the outer hips and the IT band start to fire up here. And then we're gonna turn them away from each other as much as we can. Beautiful. Turn the toes and knees in, a motion that we don't normally do as humans, and then turn the toes and knees out. Awesome. Do that a few more times on your own at your own rate of pace. Maybe the legs are starting to shimmy, to shake. It's a great sign that you're alive. No worries there. Awesome, y'all. You got it. Beautiful. Go ahead and lower the feet on down to the ground. From here, let's take our windshield wipers, but this time on our back. So ending right where we started, just flipped around a little bit here. Maybe you sync up your breathing once again with the windshield wipers going left and right. Awesome, y'all. The next time that your legs fall over to the right, I want you to leave them there. Tee out your arms from side to side and just take a peek at your left hand. Supine twist here. Great moment to connect back to the breath. And a reminder once again that you can connect back to the breath at any time, not just here on the mat, whether it be while you're training, while you're working, while you're out and about, experiencing the world. Your breath is here for you. Lovely, friends. Bring the knees up through center. Let's go ahead and bring them on down to the left. This time, take a peek over at your right hand. Feeling the right rib cage expand here, almost as if the bones of our rib cage could just pull away from one another, expand forever. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Lovely. Bring the knees back through center. Last move here. We're going to find a happy baby. And so what that means is that we're going to try to shine the soles of our feet up toward the sky, and knees are going to channel down toward the ground here. You can grab onto the inside or the outside of the feet, or onto the backs of the thighs, like so. Every person has a different happy baby. You can stay still in this posture. You can rock from left to right like a happy baby would do. You can extend one leg and then the other. You can extend both legs. Just find some intuitive movement rather that feels nice for you. And just reflect for a moment here on how the body feels after dedicating this time to your yoga practice. How it feels to take a second to be thanked for all that it does, all the training that it endures, all the competition that it gets you through. Your body is thankful. It is gracious. Awesome, friends. From here, I invite you to bring the soles of the feet together down on the ground. Let the knees splay out from side to side. Rest your hands wherever feels nice, just for a moment. And when you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Wherever feels comfortable for you. I'm gonna kneel here, but if that's not right for you, that's not right for you, and that's all right. Awesome, friends. We'll take a moment here to just continue expressing that gratitude toward ourselves and everyone that we are sharing lovely community with. At the end of my practice, I usually do the following sequence, which you can follow along if you would like. Otherwise, you can sign on off and carry on with your day. But if it feels comfortable and available for you, I invite you to bring the palms to touch. This is called Anjali Mudra in yoga in Sanskrit. Just means palms facing one another. And we'll bring our palms to our heart space. And I invite you to give a gentle massage with the backs of the thumbs toward that heart space to just say thanks to all the inner workings of the body, your heart, your lungs, all that goodness that keeps you functioning day in and day out without you having to ask. I invite you to swim the thumbs, the palms up toward the lips, the place where words and breath and laughter can flow. Don't forget, this space can be a source of positivity when times get challenging. And finally, I invite you to bring the palms, the thumbs up toward the forehead, the third eye. Maybe give a gentle massage with the backs of the thumbs in between the eyebrows because it feels really nice, but also as an act of gratitude and thanks to your brain that said, hey, let's hop on a mat or on a towel and do this yoga video with this gal that I've never met before, or maybe you have met me, I don't know. But I appreciate you taking that time nonetheless, and I hope you appreciate yourself and your super duper awesome brain for doing so. I hope to see you again here on this channel soon, and until then, be well. In yoga, at the end of practice, we say namaste. Thanks, y'all. Keep coming back for more yoga for mobility. We'll focus in on different things each and every time. This class was a bit of a hodgepodge. We did some hips, we did some ankle work, we did some shoulder work, but we'll get more specific as we go along. If you have any requests of things that you would like to work on, please drop them in the comments below or connect with me personally. See you soon.